this looks okay, but these leaders are just a little bit too dominant, and they really are not meant to have such strong visual impact. They should kind of be more subtle. So we can manipulate the look of these separately from the text. So um, let's highlight one of these leaders. Just click and drag to select it. And let's go to the Character Styles tab. And let's click off of this None. And let's click on Create New Style. And let's name this, we can call it Leader Style. And under Basic Character Formats, and make sure you have this Preview button checked, let's go to Basic Character Formats, and we can reduce the size of this. So I think our text is maybe 10, 11 points. Let's try 8. That makes them a little bit smaller. I know that my text is bold, so I just want mine to be regular, the font style. And look how much smaller they become. And then there's an awful lot of these in here. I mean, it's really kind of too much. So we can take the tracking value and we can increase that. So let's try 100 and see what happens. Oh yeah, so there's more space between these. Let's try 200. And to me, that looks even better. So I think that looks okay. Again, if I uncheck this preview button, we can see what it looks like originally. Let's hit OK. And then we can apply these to our other leaders. So you're going to need to, for the character styles, you're going to need to select the characters that you want to change. So the character styles are allowing you to style individual characters within a paragraph without changing that original paragraph style. So this is something that you're going to need to do manually. Let's say we want to apply a character style to increase the size of our prices. So we could do the same thing. We could highlight one of our prices. Maybe I want this price to be larger. Maybe the price is, that's too big. Let's try this. All right, so that's quite a bit larger. So we'll highlight that. Let's click, make sure you're in the Character Styles tab. Click in a blank area. Create a new style. Let's call this one Prices. Hit OK. And then when we select our other prices and apply this style, they change to go along with it. So these are not things that you absolutely have to do, but I want you to have as many tools and techniques as I can give you in order to really make your menu stand out and refine your typography. So one last thing that I'll show you in this video is if you have a 2-column layout, you have a visual separation of white space in this area called the gutter. And we saw when we went to our text frame options that you can modify the width of that gutter. So if I want to make that gutter narrower, then I can just put in a different number. If I want to make it wider, I could put in a different number. So, maybe 0.2 or 0.25 is a good width. All right. You could put in a thin ruled line between them, and that gives you some further visual separation. So if you choose the line tool and click in the center of your gutter, and then hold the Shift key will lock your rule to a perfect vertical. And let's give this a color of black. and that's a little thick, so we want a thin rule, so 0.25 is good. And if we really want a good sense of what our layout is starting to look like without all of these guidelines in here, we can go to the View menu, and we can go to Screen Mode, and we can choose Preview. Presentation mode works as well. There's a keyboard shortcut for that. And Preview allows us to more accurately get a sense of what this is starting to look like. And I think this looks pretty good. I mean, if I was going to lay this out to completion, I would go ahead and adjust some of these problem areas here. You don't want anything like this where what an item description is starting at the bottom of a paragraph and it's ending at the top. So what I can do is I can adjust the height of my text area, and there we go. And then that would require that I go ahead and make my rule a bit higher.